All right, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to the Unconventional Mindset. My name is Odum, and if you're new here, what we're trying to do is we're trying to build a business that's going to generate us $1 million in revenue every single year. And we're building something called Piixel, which is a website or a company that designs and develops websites for clients. And we're also working on creating a component library and maybe like a component library for Webflow, and also possibly and probably themes alongside that. So kind of heavily invested or interested in Webflow and the whole Webflow ecosystem, which is fantastic. And what I want to talk about today is it's kind of an extension for what we did yesterday and the past couple days when we're messing around with Google Analytics, Google Ads or AdWords, or maybe just called Google Ads now. So we spent so far about $120 on ads, and we've had about 100 clicks. Maybe it's about $1 click, so 110 clicks. And we haven't gotten any interest to date. And it looks like a lot of people are coming, clicking, and then leaving right away. So it could be a combination of not having the right search terms. So playing around with that, we added some negative keywords, and we're going to be working around seeing if we could nail that down a little bit. But it could also be a combination of the website not doing a very good job of catching people's attention, right? So if that's the case, then there's some work that needs to be done on the website in order to make people understand what it is that we do and the value that we provide. And one thing that I was thinking of doing, well, I've been thinking about doing this a lot, and now I think it's just has gone into the forefront, is we really need to have the website to be able to provide value to our customers and our potential customers and just to people in general. And by doing that I want to create, high quality content like blog posts. So think of, for example, a blog post of, how to build your first website, and just really either combine it with a really high quality video or a video series, even almost think of it as a course, but I just kind of do it for free. So these high quality videos attached with these high quality blog posts, which then we could use to advertise against that, as opposed to just advertising in general over to our regular, homepage, right? So that's what I'm thinking of. And then of course I'm thinking of how this whole thing links with Piixel and Piixel Pieces as well, because I think when we go on to Piixel's homepage, there'll be a part on the main navigation which will just say components or library or something like that. And then that'll take you to this other section, this other part of the website. So I want to make sure that the branding across everything is just consistent, and just maybe what I'm thinking of is just seeing what I can do to maybe tighten up the look and feel so that I have everything kind of laid out, so that in the future when I start building things, I don't have to think about, what's the word I'm looking for? I just don't need to think about like the design aspect of what it is I'm doing, right? So, so let's do that. I think we'll do that. Right. So, where should we start? So if I take a look at my screen here, what I have open, I have this Piixel Pieces kind of mock-up that I started doing in Figma. And of course we have our website right here. And I'm thinking, so there's not too much here to the website in terms of like brand elements, right? So I'm just trying to think of how I could maybe work on creating various elements. So basically just the buttons and the colors. Let's see if I can I create a new one? So I can. So let's call this Pixel brand guide. Let's just try that. And then what do we need? We need to create, well, a frame. Oh, right. So let's, presentation. Should kind of be like a presentation. What other frames are there? TV. Let's just keep this. Oh. Keep this as a slide for now. Okay. You're currently working solo on a draft. Move this to your project so your team can edit. All right. Where's it going to move to? Pixel projects. Okay. We're going to call this brand guidelines. No, not guidelines. Just say elements. Okay, so let's look at typography here. How do you change the sizing? Okay. Can I center? Oh, that's centering against the canvas. Is there like a shortcut? No, that's not going to work. I'm trying to like resize the element exactly as it needs to be. Frame selection. No. Oh, that's not what I want. What's flatten do? Not what I want. Huh. Maybe we don't. We just leave it. Okay. So maybe font. The font used for Pixel is Articulate CF. Dun, 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 dun. Then we could worry about font size. I don't know if we want to worry about that here or worry about that in Webflow. Because I think we'll probably make it in Webflow. Okay. So that's typography. I want to do something. Control G, I think, yeah. And let's look at our colors. What just happened there? So what colors do we have? Right, document colors. I think it's in libraries, right? Hang on. So I think we need to create a document library. Oh, what just happened there? Maybe I can't do this because I'm not on a paid plan.
Welcome back to Getting Started with Figma. In the previous video, we learned the basics of components and created a button component from a rounded rectangle and a text layer. In this video, we'll demonstrate how to use styles to save and reuse properties throughout your designs. Conceptually, styles function similarly to components. We'll create a master style to define the properties first, and then use that style throughout our designs. When the master style is edited, it will update wherever it is used in your files. In this example, we have the button component we created in the previous video, but we also have some other components and layers. Each of these have something in common. They use the same color. It's common to have a system of components that use the same brand colors, typography, effects, and more. Styles can help you keep your brand consistent by preventing deviation from approved brand guidelines or your company's design system. But when you want to experiment or explore other options, like trying a new primary brand color, it would be time-consuming to edit each element using that color individually.
Yes, it would.
Changing the color of our button's background won't affect the other elements using that color, but with styles, it can. With the background layer of our button selected, we can click the quadruple dot icon in the Properties panel next to the Fill property to open the Styles menu. Local styles are styles created within this file. They will appear at the top of this menu. Below that are styles from your enabled team libraries. We don't have any local styles yet, but we can create one by clicking the plus icon, naming it, and clicking Create Style. Now, our new local style appears in the menu and is applied to the Fill property in the Properties panel. The type of style that we created is a color style. Color styles can be applied to the fill, stroke, and background properties. You can also create styles for text, effects, and layout grids. Let's apply the same color style to the stroke of our secondary button component by clicking the style icon and choosing it from the menu. Let's do the same for the fill color of the button label text and our star rating component. The rectangle at the bottom of the screen is using the same color value, but we won't apply the color style to this layer. If we deselect everything by clicking on the canvas, we can see our local styles in the right side panel. If you hover over a style, you can see another icon appear, which allows you to edit the style. As we change the color of our style,
Where's my Figma? Local styles. Okay. Local variable. Okay, so our primary blue color is going to be okay, excellent. So we're going to fill this And libraries, okay, right there. And if I paste this, copy and paste, can I say different color? Oh, that's someone else. In fact, I don't need this anymore. Let's just close this. In fact, I don't need this anymore either. No. Nope. Don't need this open either. Okay. Let's go back to here. And let's just call this purple. Okay. I can move these around. That's cool. So I can make my blocks here for colors. Fair enough. Hey.
You lecture me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
What's up?
I'm just coming back from my nap.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Have fun. Sorry, I don't think I'm going to be very too talkative today because I'm just not quite sure what the right thing is for me to be working on. So I'm just going to be trying to figure stuff out. So this video.
Welcome back to Getting Started with Figma. In this video, we're going to create our first component. Components are a powerful yet flexible tool that makes designing and iterating faster. First, we create the master component. This defines the properties of the component. Then, we can create instances of that component to use within our designs. Instances are linked to their master component. If we want to change an aspect of our design, we only need to change the master component, and all instances will reflect the change. This helps you quickly update all instances of a component to keep your design files up to date with the latest version. But when you need flexibility, you can override properties on specific instances. You can turn anything into a component, from simple shapes to more complex arrangements like icons, buttons, input fields, or menus. Let's see how this all works by creating a simple button component. Our button component will be composed of two separate layers. One rectangle for the background color and shape, and also a text layer for our button's label. To start, we'll select the rectangle tool from the toolbar or use the keyboard shortcut R. Then click and drag a rectangle on the canvas. To make the button the exact size we want, we can adjust the width and height properties in the Properties panel. Let's set the width property to 200 and the height to 54. Next, we need to add a label to our button by using the Text tool. We can select the Text tool from the toolbar, but you can also use the keyboard shortcut T. With the Text tool active, we'll click on top of our rectangle background shape to create a new text layer above it. When we use this button in our designs, we'll customize the label to fit where it is being used. We'll keep the label generic by typing button for now. We've created both of the elements needed for our button. Now let's make a few more adjustments. The label on our button is still a little small, so let's increase the font size to 18 points. We'll also change the font from the default font Roboto to something different. Figma comes preloaded with hundreds of Google fonts for you to use in any of your designs, but you can also use your own local fonts. To learn more about how to use local fonts, check the link in the description to read the article on our Help Center. For now, we'll search the Google font Gothic A1 and apply it to our label. We'll also set the weight to medium and the alignment to center from the Properties panel. You may notice that our button label and background aren't aligned yet. We can select both layers by clicking on them while holding the Shift key. Click Align Horizontal Centers and Align Vertical Centers above the Properties panel to center the label above the background. Even though our layers are centered, the text still sits a bit higher than I like due to the extra space at the bottom of the bounding box intended for descending characters. Let's nudge this down a few pixels using the down arrow key to make it optically centered instead. We'll also change the fill color of our text label to a white color. Next, let's change the fill color of our background shape to a blue color. To make our button look more friendly, let's round the corners by selecting the background layer and entering a value into the corner radius field in the Properties panel. To keep our designs organized, let's clearly rename our layers in the Layers panel. We'll rename the rectangle layer to Background and the label to Label. With both layers selected, click the Create Component icon in the toolbar. Master components are shown with a purple quadruple diamond icon in the Layers panel. Expanding our new master component reveals our two original layers within it. We also want our components to have a descriptive name, so let's rename it to button/primary. While holding down the Option key, we can click and drag from our component to create an instance. Instances are displayed with a single diamond icon in the Layers panel. Whenever we make updates to the master, the instances that we are using in our designs will reflect those changes. To demonstrate this, we can select the background layer of our button and change the fill color. When we do, the instance of that button is simultaneously updated. Without components, we would need to locate and update each individual button in our design file instead. Components help keep your design files consistent. Since each instance will inherit updates, you never need to worry about any of your buttons becoming out of date. But there are times when you don't want your instances to update. This is when we apply overrides. An override is when you customize a property of an instance so that it's different from the master component. Overrides will not be updated when you edit the master. They help turn rigid components into a flexible design tool. We can demonstrate this by editing the text of our button to say Add to Cart. The new text Add to Cart is now an override.
Yeah, I was going to say it should probably just automatically override anyways.
When the label on the master is edited, our override is still preserved. Fill and stroke color are two more overrides that you might use frequently. These are all the properties that you can override. When you start using the components in your designs, you'll probably find it easier to browse for all of your components in a single location. To see all of your components within the file, you can click on the Assets tab at the top of the Layers panel. When you enable a team library, components from that library will also be displayed here.
Okay. No, where am I? It will be in the assets, I guess, right here. Interesting. Okay. So let's take a quick this typography section here. Oh, let's go colors. What is this frame one? What happened there? Don't know. Okay. So we're just going to, well, let's work on that for a second. Don't need, no. I gotta get used to this software. Okay, so rectangle. I mean, just make them, yeah, that looks fine. Text tool. This is weird. Oh, there it is. That's the title. This here is the actual. Oh, wait. This here we'll call button background. What is this text going to be? Let's look at our plan here. Not our plan, 1.75. So 16. Okay. Button background. Let's go to our libraries. Our button text is going to be white. And we are going to get a fill. Usually I put it, or fill, a radius. Maybe just make it a little bit more. So if we do this one, and we say we want to create a component. So this is our button, and then it's like our master. And then, what was it? Alt to drag, and this is and this won't be the master. This will be like secondary. I don't know exactly what to call this one. Basically like inverse. So what can we do here? So we want to make can we not just change it? I mean, oh, there we go. So we can fill it at white. We do want to give it a stroke. But we go to the library, stroke size 2. And then our text color. Where's the text color? I think it's just the fill. And we're also going to go into the library here. And there we have it. And if we go, now let's just, if we can take a look here at our styles. Oh no, it's right here. Here we go. So if we edit this. Okay, good. Everything's updating. Perfect. So if I wanted to change it to be a little bit more colorful, I could do that. Okay. Okay, let's close these things here. I feel like I'm spending time working on the wrong things here. It's what my gut is telling me. It's what my gut is telling me. Okay. Let me think here. How do I want to think about this? For with Piixel and designing and themes. So I want to create navigation as home, about, blog. right? Work. Stop it. Is there anything else am I missing? You need a client login. It's for Piixel clients. Subdomain. Want to make sure that how do I want to say this? Under look and feel, so that you know that would be good to have a unified of components that I can use for all Piixel properties. That would be buttons, field elements, or just say form, field elements, menu structure, and of course typography, paragraphs, headings, and like line heights. And of course, and then colors. And then having unified theme / brand will help with marketing. So that's Google Ads plus social media. YouTube tutorials. Ooh. 12 was good. So I think that's what I want to do. I think so. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? So yeah. Oh, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. Thanks for joining. You're here watching me. Today's a bit of an interesting day because I'm really trying to figure out how to move forward here with the company that I have and building this offshoot of it, of this component library that I want to make called Pixel Pieces. So I'm just really trying to make sure I have everything right. And I also want to make sure that I'm focusing on the right thing, and I'm not exactly quite sure what that is right now. And it could be another classic case of me just overthinking things, which I tend to do quite often. Okay. So this seems like it makes sense for me. So I have my website and keep things how things are here for the most part. I want to section this off. I want to have my work in its own section. And then we'll have another piece of navigation here, which will go to the pixel pieces or components or whatever we're going to end up calling it. And that'll probably go to a subdomain or just a new site, completely just pixelpieces.com, whatever it ends up being. But then it's going to have the same look and feel. So we're going to keep the same style guides and everything, which is what we started working in Figma. And yeah, and then we'll just build it as we built it, as we designed it last week. I still have the pages right here in front of me. Yeah, so I still have all these things here, which you can't see is really small. These designs here we sketched it out. So we'll build that, just making sure it's the same look and feel. Oh, actually we did start it. We started just a little bit right here. Started designing it out here. And yeah, and I just want to make sure that everything is going to be consistent with what we have here, which I started doing this just now. And does it make sense doing this in Figma? Because I'm not a Figma guy. So it's like, why am I doing this? Is this just wasting my time? Excellent wireframes. Thank you. Thanks a bunch. Yeah, I think we did it on stream sometime last week, doing some wireframes. I'm curious, do you do web design or anything like that? Curious to what brings you here today. Yeah, I've done a few projects where, again, I have things in my head and I just don't do wireframes, and it ends up taking a lot longer. Things that go kind of go sideways. So I find making wireframes, even if it's just pencil and paper, which is I tend to do most things, I always find that's the best way to go. A web designer, awesome, right on. How long have you been designing for? And what type of design are you more of? Like the visual design where you do kind of, the colors, typography, and all that kind of stuff, or do you get into the actual like HTML, CSS? I mean, I find design now is such a kind of a loose term, but a good one. I mean, I've been calling myself a designer for like, almost 20 years now. So okay. Figma and Webflow type. Nice. Yeah, I'm a Webflow guy myself. Not so much Figma. Just learning. So I started learning doing designs and mock-ups back in the old school Photoshop days. So all of my prototypes and mock-ups were done in Photoshop. Not the best. Even using Figma right now and seeing how you could use components on here. Oh, just so much better. So much better. Okay, buttons. So yeah. Should I continue doing this? I think I should, because I think I'm still not 100% sold on my colors. because I think I could do stuff to tighten out my colors a little bit. And I also don't think I like the off-white background color. And I think I also want to do stuff with my pricing table here. I'm not a fan of how this looks. Maybe I find it's too big. I don't know. Again, looking at my ads and the stats from Google AdSense, is that I think it's a majority of my visitors are coming in from a cell phone. Let me just sign in here for a second. So doing great. Well, appreciate it. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's always tough to know whether you're going in the right direction or not, which is a whole lot of this thing and this whole series that I'm doing is just a lot of learning, trying to figure this out. Okay, come on. Let's go. Right. Okay. So Google Ads, I think, let's look at this campaign. This one has the most clicks. Right. Here we go. So almost 80% of all my clicks are coming mobile. So if they're coming mobile and then I see this, if I go on here, I just feel like they might be a tad too long. Like, I don't know. It's tough to say. Let's look at another popular site. On a phone, see what their pricing looks like. Dun, 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 dun. Pricing. Yeah, a lot of other people can't. I mean, it's hard to get away from it. Oh, this one has tabs. Oh, that's kind of cool. Tabs on a phone. Actually, that might not even be bad. Infinite scrolling. Sorry, I'm just looking at Shopify's pricing page, actually. Right. Okay. Anyways, don't need to worry too much about that right now. Get back to thinking about how I want to do this. Right. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to continue working on this because I just want to finalize it. So then it's done in my mind and then I could just move on. Like, I'll have the colors, I'll have everything that I want. And then I could just go forth and just build. Okay. So we also have our yellow. And I think this is going to be our pink. And then we also put that up at the top. I want to have our just our grays. I don't know what the exact title should be on this. But what I want to do, is there a way in Figma here to automatically resize the size of a text box to make it fit the like the text? Because I know in InDesign, if you have an element with text, you just hit Control Shift, I think Alt E or something like that, and then it just shrinks the containing element to whatever's inside it. It'd be nice to be able to do that in here. Auto layout. Okay, sir. Add auto layout. Oh. So that's a frame. Okay, interesting. And then it just, well, it's kind of cool, but it doesn't make the element itself like I can't, you know what I mean? Like it's not sized exactly as a containing element unless that just did it just there. That's pretty cool though. Okay, anyways, not important right now. Okay. So more squares. What is it? Alt drag, I think? Yes. Shortcut keys. My favorite. Gotta learn them for this. Okay, what were my gray colors? Well, this is my black. And let's add another style. Dun, 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 dun. I'm not sure what to call these. I'm not sure how many I'm going to have. Because I think I do want something more in the middle. This one is quite light. Oh, where are we? And gotta have white. Okay, why when I select, it never gets the actual thing here. Okay, black. Mm-hmm. Actually, it would be nice to have the text underneath it so I can see. But that's if I ever have staff and all that to keep everything consistent. Don't have to worry about that right now. Everything's all out of order. This is great too. Nope. Oh, this isn't really great. This is just white. So fill that with white. Let's just put a stroke. Figma and Webflow are very different. Yeah. As we learn both simultaneously, we begin by making mistakes and fixing them. That's how we learn. Yep. Yep, absolutely. Yeah, no, I'm definitely noticing the differences between the two. Have you used the, I know there's a tool, it's what Figma to Webflow or what have you. How does that work? And do you find that it works well? Like I would really imagine there could be some issues when you're naming things with CSS classes. But I could imagine it could be pretty helpful when, especially if you're building components in Figma, that they can transfer on to components in Webflow as well. So that could be really handy and a pretty big time saver. Because I see for me, maybe making this in Figma and then just almost redoing it in Webflow, which is why I typically never have used Figma quite yet, because I just do everything in Webflow because it's just faster for me to do in Webflow. But then once these things are built, I think it'll be much easier to actually sketch things out in like sketch out wireframes and all that kind of stuff and see how it's actually going to look here in Figma as opposed to Webflow, even though I think I'm fast enough in Webflow, but this would be much faster when I have all these components built. Okay. Well, So what other pieces do I want? do I want more colors than this? And do I like these colors? So let's put the blue back to what my actual primary blue is. Gotta undo all that. And there's my what did I do? And I can override this, right? So that's inverted button. Oh, do I still need to highlight these? And it won't center. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Why is that not playing nicely? Maybe it has to be centered for the whole element to center. Okay, that makes sense, I think. And no, that's not. What just happened? Oh. Hover. Use Figma to FL plugin. It's not very helpful. Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh, really? Interesting. So it seems like that'd be pretty time consuming to do that. If you have to put every element within Figma into this auto layout. Do you think it's going to get better in the future? Or is it just limitations with how Figma and Webflow are? That's interesting. That's good to know. And so what other elements are we going to need? Let me just look at, sorry, I don't have my overhead camera set up. I just rearranged this office like yet again for the 100th time. Yeah, we're going to need the menu. We're going to need those select fields. All right, let's just look real quick here. Okay, this is all over the place. I'll make this look nicer at some point. Okay, right. I want form elements here. Is this going to copy the style as well? Yes, it is. Cool. What did I do? Find. Okay. Double click. There you go. Click out. Okay. Mm-hmm. So the first one, I guess let's just do your standard input fields and label. Can I copy? Audit. What did I do here? Can I copy that into here? I can. So we'll call this input fields and labels. Okay, that doesn't grow with this. Okay. All right. Input fields. So the first thing we need is the actual text field. So let's just do a sample first name and probably medium generic 16-point font size. Can you only use point size in here? Probably. Yeah, probably. I think it wouldn't make any sense to use any other type of unit. And a rectangle. So width, I mean, it doesn't really matter, but let's make some nice round numbers. And probably I want it to be the same size as the buttons. But I'm thinking, one thing that I'm thinking that I want to just update a little bit is I think I want to make the buttons not so big. That's what I'm thinking. So I don't know if it might be seen as a little too cartoony, if that makes any sense. I want to have a little bit more sophistication, but I also want to have a little bit more playfulness as well too. Which is kind of why I'm thinking it might be a little too cartoony. Or maybe I should go more for the I don't want to be too corporate, right? I want to have my own personality and my own flair into it. Which is why I like the bright, vibrant colors. Which again, too, is I had the idea as well before. Let me just write that down before I forget this. So I like the Lego type bold colors because it gives a sense of play, which is what I want people to have when they are using our components. Components, spell that properly. Then of course, still want to maintain a clean / professional look. So question, just want to know, why are you doing this? I've asked myself that question all the time. Can't you design directly on Figma? You already have a Webflow project, so why are you designing it? Right, so I guess what I'm thinking, what's in my mind is I'm going to be designing this Piixel Pieces, which is just going to be the offshoot of Piixel, which is my main site, which is already up and running, which I already have. But I just want to tighten up the design a little bit on Piixel. And then I'm going to use that as well to build Piixel Pieces. So I just want to have the Figma, like the elements in Figma designed so I can take that and make Piixel Pieces. And then whatever little changes I have, I'm also going to add that into Piixel.ca, like my main site. So on that project, and then I'll probably use that Webflow project. And just like when I design everything, well, so when I have the new designs in Figma, I'm going to take those and then build them into my Webflow project currently right now with Piixel. And then I'll use that to build Piixel pieces. Does that make sense? So again, a big thing of me too, I find that I overthink things too much, and I keep myself busy on things that aren't important, and I'm worried that I'm doing that here. So I don't know, maybe you coming from an outside perspective, you could let me know if you think that I am wasting my time. But yeah, I just really want to just finalize my design, because I always tend to play around and mess around and just tweak things all the time, as opposed to just, having something set and then just going with it. So I figure if I do this today, I can have everything kind of set, and then I could just move forward with that. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I'm wasting my time or not. I might be. But I'm going to work on this for a little bit longer, and then I'll see if it's going to make any sense for me. I think, I don't know. I think it will, but. And. So this is what I have on my sheet. Yeah. What happened here? Rectangle, first name. That's the title. Goes opposite. That's annoying. And so I know FinSuite for sure, but I don't know their document, their client first document. FinSuite was a client first. Still organized file. Oh, okay. I think I've heard about this. Yeah, this is something that I've been working on on myself. Very nice. Very nice. It's funny. So things like this is where I see things like this, people doing some amazing stuff, which is totally awesome, totally amazing. It always makes me think of, well, somebody else is doing something like this. So should I even be wasting my time doing things? Because I want to build like a Webflow component library, right? not necessarily in the way that these guys do, for sure, not like this, but I know obviously these guys, these Reloom guys, they do fantastic stuff as well too. Jet Boost, there's all kinds of people that do these kinds of things. So it gets into my head. I was like, well, why do it if someone else is doing it? But I feel like that's a really bad mentality to have, because then why do anything? Because there's already designers out there. There's already developers out there. Why would you get out there and do the same thing? So it's a mindset. So there's a little bit of an aside, but it's a mindset that I know that myself I have trouble with. And I think a lot of people have trouble with that as well. Just thinking, well, someone else is doing it, so why would I bother? Because they're really good or what have you. But the worst that can happen is I could build a component library and then only I use it. That could be the absolute worst that happens. So I'm going to take a look at that. Thank you so much for passing that along. Yeah, the stuff that those guys have done at F and Suite has saved me so much time. Even just using their what is it called? I don't know what you call it. Their like their attributes. Oh man, that has saved me so much time, and it just extends the functionality of the collection so much, and you can do some really amazing things. And I've done it for client work as well too, and it's just been phenomenal. So I absolutely love those guys. Yeah, you can relate. Yeah, I guess maybe it's almost like imposter syndrome, I guess you can say. It's not that I have that in terms of web design, because I mean, I've been designing for, since 2005 and building websites. So like, I'm pretty good at it. I think I like to think that I know what I'm doing. But when it comes to seeing, there's so many people out there that are so creative and do such amazing stuff that it makes you feel like, well, they can just do it better. So everyone else probably knows about them. So why would they hire me to do it? Right. So, but yeah, you can't have that mentality. Yeah. Otherwise I wouldn't have started my company. And my company, I don't know if you've seen it in my other videos, but I've been doing pretty well so far. The first year generated just over 6 figures. So I'm pretty happy with that. And I just want to keep moving forward and keep going from there. So let's take one of these buttons. All right, so let's actually take a master button, put it down here, and then, yeah, so see this here, I'm looking at this, I like the width of this, but the button is a little bit too high. So let's maybe change this. So let's go to the rectangle. What are they, 51? Maybe let's make them 52. That's going to not change all of them, because they're not a group. I should have made them into a what's it called? A component. Shit. Okay, let's do that. Component. How do I do that? Actually, I'll make, so that's the input, and this is the label. Whoop. And let's make that a component. This is just input field, I guess. Oh, cool. It just deleted that. Interesting. Oh, shift. And I don't like how it moves everything outside of where I was. That's annoying. Input field. Shift, no, Alt. Then Shift, hold. Good. Okay, but actually now I need to go back to fix this, right? That's going to fix all of them? Yes, it is. 52. And then maybe I need to make this button. Why can't I update it? Oh, because it's not the master. So it's not the master. So let's go 52. And let's change this. I'm not feeling text. That's better. Okay. Interesting. What's that outside? Huh. Oh, that's the frame. Okay. Right. Ah, shit, my mouse is dead. Oh, no, I still need that. Why does my mouse always die on stream? This is the shitty USB plug. Doesn't stay plugged in. Where is... Hang on 1 second. Okay, this is my camera bag. There's not gonna be stuff in there. Oh well, I'm gonna have to make do with what we got. Oh shit. Okay. Where was I? Oh yes, this thing, the frame. So I can change the frame. Oh, no, interesting. That changes the size of the button within the frame. Huh. Oh, there we go. I just pressed this button. For the buttons, you should use auto layout. It is just good practice. Then fill it with color. So what does that mean, use auto layout? That's the same thing you were saying before? So, shit. Hang on a second. I need to, what do I have? So you put the text. So I think what you're saying, you put the text and then you put the rectangle, you put that in an auto layout, and then you put that into a component. Okay, hang on a second. I need to, where's my mouse here? Okay, I'm back. Oh, you put the text. Okay, I think I see what you're saying. I think I see what you're saying. Hang on a second. Let me get situated here. This is my mouse. Needs a charge. Okay. Oh. Okay, put in text and then auto layout. And then let's see what happens. So if I have you correct, you take the button text. Where did it go? Okay, you're up there. So you give that an auto layout. And then you add, if I'm not mistaken, you'll add a fill to that auto layout. Like this. And then you could also do this on there. And then I could also set the color, which I hope that's this one. No, yeah, that's the color of the text, right? Let's just also put that. So then that's the button. Yeah, it's pretty simple. And then if I do this, oh yeah, that's much better. That's much better. Thank you. Cool. I love it. So, and then we can make it into, do you still use components? Probably, right? I would imagine. And oh, I love it. I love learning new tricks. It's the best. Okay, so we can just delete this stuff then. So we have that button, and if I want to update it, like, I mean, can I use, oh, look at that. Look at that. That's slick. Okay, so 52, and I mean, whatever. Not much, eh? Interesting. Okay. Because I could see it for myself, especially if I'm trying to figure out colors. Once I start to really go more into actually laying out this website or the application, whatever, that I'm probably going to want to play around with the colors and see how they look. So the idea that I could just go in and just go into my colors and just, whatever, do this. Like this. I feel like that's going to be super helpful for me and just the way my brain works anyways. Cool. Thank you for the tip. Super appreciate it. All right. So let's keep going. So, first, it's tricky to learn auto layout, but when you understand the concept, you will love it. Yeah, it's almost like a box model, almost like it just creates its own little element kind of around itself. I don't know. Wonder what. What does it say? Auto is only supported on frames. Select jobs that are not in frame. component set. Oh, this will be really cool for these buttons because I'm going to have to do something like that. Interesting. Oh, cool. I'm right. Okay, cool. And then you can nest them. Oh, yeah, super awesome. Whoop, what did I do? I just wanted to move that out of the way. Oh, that's going to be really cool. I like it. Let's just move that off over here. Just like a div block, yeah. It's almost like a div block, but then everything is like justified, center aligned or whatever, or maybe like flexbox or whatever. Cool. So can I ask, do you work for yourself? Do you work for a company? Do you freelance? What kind of work do you do? No, not there. Oh, it moved the wrong. That's why I'm getting confused. Okay. Can I undo? It's not doing it. Oh, jeez. This is... Okay. I don't like how it does that. All right. But I can still change that to secondary. Oh, no company? Oh, sorry to hear about that. Is it one of those things where, the economy's kind of, recession times these days? To work at a design agency? Yeah. That sucks. Sorry to hear that. That's unfortunate. So are you looking for work now? Sharpening your skills? Gonna go off onto your own? Button hover. And this is button just inverted. Button inverted. Where am I? I need to, I guess, go up top here. Change it to here. Change that to here. Color. Oh, something's not right. I think I need to select the text. There we go. And then now I can change that to white. Can I add a stroke though? Oh, not there, here. And I added a drop shadow. I didn't want that. Delete. No, it's the minus. And yeah, I don't like the look of, something's not jiving with my buttons. Yeah, sharpening your skills. Yeah, that's the way to go. One thing that has been a staple for me on this live stream is just talking about how the reason I've been successful so far to date was because of I've been just always constantly learning new skills and always having people ask me to do things for them for skills that I literally just kind of taught myself on, having a good breadth of skills to be able to be known as the guy that does certain things. And learning new skills is just, I mean, that's what people want. I mean, that's what people pay for at the end of the day. It's like, what can you do? Just figuring out what to do next. Yep, I hear you. Aren't we all? I feel like still something's not quite right. It's with this inverted button. It doesn't look right. Well, the positioning is not quite right here on this button. And that has to do with the text. Can you have a little bit of a jog? Or like a padding on here? I wonder, what does this do? And that doesn't do anything. That's not going to do anything, of course. Letter spacing, auto align top, bottom. Of course, I guess because it's in, what's the word I'm looking for? Because it's in this, what is it called? This flex thing? What's it called? The autofill, the auto layout. That's okay. I'll just have to deal with it. Yeah, I'm not sure what's really bugging me with this though. These buttons. Maybe it's just the size. That somehow maybe that feels better. Okay. I like this. Oh shoot, I probably can't see that. I like this better. This is looking cleaner. What else do I need? The last thing I do know that I will need checkboxes. Because I'm going to need, in Webflow, I'm going to need to create a collection, like a filter. So people are going to be able to select the different types of options that they're going to want to filter out the components by specific properties. So those are going to have to be in a checkbox. So I'm going to need a checkbox element. And I probably don't want to stick with the standard HTML stuff. So can you help me with something? I'm not sure. What are you thinking? What do you have in mind? Form elements. Okay. So I'm going to put, and this is going to be just like a standard form. Last name, right? Password. And let's a small little rectangle. Let's give this half. We want to give it a stroke. A library right in there. Fill is white. And text is going to be our like our label. Actually, it looks like if you just go text and then you start typing, that'll have it at the actual size. Okay, so that's good to know for me. Instead of going text and I just do this and then start typing. I could see why you'd want to use both ways, but that kind of answers that question that I had, which is nice. Oh, pick these two. Which one? There we go. What just happened there? This is, oops, that's a checkbox. And just group that into a checkbox. And let's just duplicate that one. And navigation. Can auto layout 2 elements as well, eh? Well. Shift A. And then, so everything just stays centered. So if, for example, let's just take this out. I got these two elements. So if I auto layout, oh, so how does that change things? But I guess, does that mean if I center it in here, oh, that's centering to the canvas. Or is it? Where the hell is that centering to? Or is that aligning to? Maybe to the element itself? Right. To its containing element. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. I'm wondering if it makes sense to do this. I guess it doesn't hurt. Or does it? I don't think it will. Another one. Oops. Navigation. And why does it go? It skips like outside of its element. Why does it do that? Okay, now what the hell happened? I wasn't looking. So this is frame 3. Just, oh my God. Okay. Headers, nav. See, you pick up the element, I grab it, and then it just changes, it pulls it out. Why does it do that? Let it be a bit confusing. Yeah, well, I'm just trying to figure out, see if it makes the most sense given what I want to do. But it's, I mean, it's just, I just want to place these ones, and then that's pretty much it for that. At least I'm hopeful, anyways. Navigation and I don't know, whatever, hero sections. This is just. So this would be, yeah, so I like that. That's nice and simple. And if I wanted to add a check, you know what I could do? What's circle? Is there a shortcut key for circle? Yes, O. O for ellipse. That makes sense. Oh, it might. No. It's 24, so 16. That'll give 4 pixels on each side. Okay, yeah, let's do that. And let's give it a fill. Right. Okay, interesting. So now this one won't go. Right. This is the thing that I was super excited about when you auto line here. It's like if you're building like cards or something like that, you can just put things on the bottom, which is really, really cool. Like a pricing table or something like that. But however, now what I want to do is I'm going to put this over top the layer. There it goes. Oh, there we go. I just have to. There we go. Is that centered? Looks off. Can I zoom in? Oh, yes, of course I can. Okay, no, that's centered. Excellent. Okay, so that's our selected checkbox. I want these guys to be aligned here. There we go. Okay. I'm going to want to play around with the colors. Going to want to play around with the typography. What other things do I need before I actually start building? Okay, so if I have this, can I get the assets from, I have this button, all libraries, local components. Am I going to be able to access these components? It doesn't look like I can, unless I need to be on the paid plan for that. Reuse components. Oh, here we go. Reuse components across files. There's this little tiny print here in the bottom, right here. Reuse components across files. Share your components with your team when you upgrade to a professional plan. Okay, well, I don't think that's going to happen today. So what is this brand element? Brand elements. Like, did I make this? Oh yeah, I did, because these are components, right? And I called it brand elements. Is that form elements? This input field. Oh, it's under brand elements, right? Okay, I'm just getting used to how this nomenclature stuff works. Also, I can use it. So I could use these, like this input field in this here. So I must have to save it like in a different library, right? Publish select, maybe I had to publish. I'm ready to build the team library. Now it wants me to pay. Because these are all, what are they? Like, where's my dashboard? Is it going here? Right here. Okay. So I think the way Figma is, like, I have my account and then I have my team. Or here's my organization. Or do I have two teams? What the hell? Oh, it looks like I made two teams maybe by accident. This is a free what? Create new team. I don't want to create a new team. So I think I made two teams by accident. So anyways, within Piixel, it looks like I have 3 projects. Oh, this is weird. That just goes to Piixel projects. No. This got to be my team, and this is the projects within Piixel. I don't know. So no, I can't use it. Yeah, it looks like I can't. So need more projects. All right, so that's adding a project. Add a description. Rename Piixel projects. Okay. I need to have different teams. I guess if you're part of a different team, they would show up here. So is this a project? I think this is something that you start off with, right? Which I don't need. So let's delete this, and then I could probably start another project, right? No, because you can only have one project. And 3 pages per design file. What counts as a page? I don't know. But aren't these 2 projects? Two free pages left. And I guess this is a page. So if I do another frame, let me just see if I can make another frame here. Just as a test, so I can understand how this works. No, so that doesn't count as a page. It looks like it's just another thing. Another frame. So let's see. Your entire project and component should be in same file. But when I go here, when I go back home, so this thing here that I have open, this one here is a file or a project? Because I thought this was like a file, like this Piixel brand guide that I'm working on. Like this is a file, or sorry, this is a project. And if this is a different project, then the components won't be available in the other project unless I make it global to the entire team, which, from my understanding, you can't do unless you're on a paid plan. But then it says filter all files. So this must be a file. 2 or 3 Figma files used. So then what's a project? Well, I guess a project, okay, so you have your team and your project could be, right, so these are files within a project. Right, so a project could just be like you're working with a company, but then you might have multiple files because you might have, well, I don't know, whatever, you're just working on different things. Both projects should be in same file. Or do you mean both files should be in the same project? Because these 2 are my files, I do believe. Anyways, right. But what I can do though is if I can't, if I have to hack this, which doesn't seem right. This has 2 pages left. What's a page? If I create a page, oh, just different pages, I guess, which can have lots of different frames. Okay. Can I undo that? Can I just delete this page? Right, and each one of these files contains a page, so that's why I only have 3 left. I see. Yeah. Okay. All right. I think I'm starting to get it here, and how Figma organizes its files, projects. Okay. View details. Copy and paste. Yeah, that would seem to be like the easy answer, wouldn't it? Oh, what the hell? Did I delete a page? What the hell happened? Undo. Okay. Undo. I deleted the wrong page. Yeah, delete page 2. Okay, good. Thank goodness for undo. So yeah, if I just paste this, yeah, it's just there. Which is cool. And then it comes here in this asset library. You would think though that I could search. Oh, here we go. Libraries. 2 components. It's because I didn't publish. I can't. All right. Well, anyways, that works. But now we have 2 different components because, this is just me playing around here. Because if I go here, and if I change this, let's just see, is it going to update over here? My guess is no, which it hasn't. Yeah. Okay, so certainly can copy and paste, but then they're not going to be maintained across the whole project. So you can make the case for if you're an organization where you have a bunch of different projects that all are going to use the same components, that you're going to want to be on the paid plan so that you can make some kind of you can have your library. I want to use the correct terminology here. You can create your library of, your team settings, like it's saying here. And then those will be consistent across all projects and files. Okay, starting to make sense. Okay, so with all that being said, I think I'm going to have to do everything in here in one file. Okay, which is okay for now. So let's maybe make this a little bit better. Okay, what do I want to do? This is the default paragraph text at 16 pixel. Let's go to layers. This is going to be in typography. And it's at 16 regular. Font family is CF. Okay. Heading 1. And I think that's going to be, actually, I think, yeah. Let's see, hang on a second. Oh, where's all my stuff? So this one I have very big. That's 50. That's at 60. And I do like that. So I don't think I'm going to change. That didn't work. Uh, 900 font weight, maybe. $60. Okay. I'm just gonna move you over. Should be heading 1, or should that be like title? I think it should be heading 1. Just trying to think about what the structure of the HTML is going to be. Okay, so let's copy and paste this. Heading 2. We are going to, it's going to be significantly less. That's going to be 16, 32 plus 8, 38, I think. Hmm. 38. Definitely not heavy. In fact, I don't want to use pixels. Let's use relative units here. And this is 2.5. I think that's right. Let me bring out my calculator. 16 times, yeah, no. 16, yeah, times 2.5. Is that 40? Okay. So that's going to have to be 40. How did I miscalculate that? Heading 3, 1.5, and 16 times 1.5, that would be 24. And I think that would be medium. And the last one. Actually, I think this should be 2. And then this one should be 1.5. And 2 is at 32. Yeah. Okay, that works. Can we evenly space these out? Distribute vertically. Oh, there we go. That looks better. A little bit more pleasing to the eye. Okay. So that's our typography. Can you make... I guess you could make these into components as well too. Did I do some miscalculations here? You can see the heading is 60 pixels, so line height should be 60. Oh, right, I didn't do any line height stuff. Right. If I'm doing everything at 1.5. Yeah, good call. Thank you for bringing that up. And line height, where does this do line height? I guess that's this one right here. Yeah, line height. It's not gonna do, you can't do, can you do this in here? Of course not. That's if I want it to be at 1.5. I think for, let me go back here. What do I have this one at? Height. Oh, I just did relative as well too. Which is also just 1, which I think I want it. Ooh. No. Anyways, we'll do this here and then we'll see once we actually have headings with multiple lines to see if I want it to change it or not. Okay, this one, 650, no. This one here, we want 18 or 18. What am I thinking? 50, 48? 48. Yeah, okay, I was right. Stick with the gut. No, not you. You. And then you are going to be 24 plus 12 is 36. And should that still be the same? Should be the same, shouldn't it? No, it's not. It looks a little bit worse. That's okay. All right. So what was my train of thought? Yes, it was making these into components so I can reuse my headings. So I'll make that into an H1 component. H2. H3. Then H4. That's not going to work because it does this first. Or maybe it doesn't. Okay. And paragraph is going to need some line height as well too. 16 plus 8 is 24. Right, so let's just delete this for a second. I mean, yeah, let's put this in here too because I'm going to be playing around with font colors. Paragraph, can I spell? That's correct, I think. Okay. So that's typography. Okay. This is a section heading. Okay. Was everything left? Oh, that's right. I want everything to be left aligned to there, which looks like it is. Okay, cool. There's probably other stuff that we can do, but I don't think it's worth going into here. The only thing I will say is that, yeah, I might, looking at this, I like this one This is at 48. So I almost like that one as an H1, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what plays out. Okay. So this looks like a little bit, it looks like it's standing out a little bit too much as compared to everything else. So proportionally, I think it's wrong. Can you share your design files with me? How you design? Sure, absolutely. Send them along. I probably won't take a look at them right now if you share them, just so I don't feel so bad about what I'm doing. But yeah, thank you. I'd appreciate that. It's always good to look at other people, other designers, and how they do their, how their workflow and all that kind of stuff, just so you can learn. So yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. Oh, is it going to come up in here? Well, if it comes up in here, I'll just bring it up and take a look. If I'm going to get some kind of notification. I guess you can just hit the share button and you can just email it. Do you need my email address? I don't know how that works. Let me know. It's just odum@pixel.ca. This is pretty straightforward, but. Mm-hmm. Right on. But yeah, did you get my email address? I could just type it in here. I've done it before. If you need that to share. There it is. Does it show up in the chat? Well, there it is right there anyways. I'm sure, of course it shows up in the chat. Why wouldn't it? All right. So I got my typography. Can I copy this into the buttons? We're going to call this buttons. All right. Got the buttons there. Maybe, what did I just do? I don't like that. Move these over a little bit. And my colors. Okay, let's get rid of this. Whoop, what just happened? I think. Yeah, so what I was thinking before, I was thinking of this. Okay, delete that. Give me this section heading. Colors. So this text, you are going to be, where are you? Yeah, there you are. Go much smaller. And are you bold? You are. This is small, but And what I can do, I bet you we can put this in a layout. So, but before I do that, I mean, I should. All right, let's see. This works. So this is color, and this is pink. And oh, shit. All right. Excellent. Okay, and then we can switch that. Okay, beautiful. So but actually, let's just rename this color background, and then color text, or color name, whatever. It might even be the hex code later on in the future, but we'll see. Color blue, color pink. What did I call it again? Color background. Ah, I'm spelling color the American way. Ah, being corrupted. Okay. Oh, my back. Oh, it's been 2 hours and 20 minutes. All right, maybe I'll finish this color stuff. Because I think once I finish the colors, the typography, the buttons, and then the form elements, I think I'll have basically everything I need to go ahead and start designing everything. And then I think what we'll do after that, once that's done, is I'll actually design like the whole website for Piixel Pieces. And then once I have that designed, then I'll be able to, well, obviously I'll take it into Webflow, but then I'll also be able to, from there, go in and update Piixel, like Piixel Media. Yeah, that'll be good. And I guess this is good too, because I'm learning Figma, because I don't use Figma, so it's good to learn. So not a total waste of time. Just a partial waste of time. All right. So yeah, let's keep going with the colors so I can just get that done. And then, yeah. So Alt, drag, and drag. It's not, you're not playing nice. I think that's 10 pixel jump. Okay. Yeah, it did it again. It's really frustrating. Purple. Okay. Come on. Purple. Yellow. This one's purple. This one's yellow. What color am I missing? I think I'm missing green. I think I should have some green. And like a teal. I definitely need a teal color. And then I'm going to have to figure them out. These aren't playing very nicely together. In fact, I might even... Let's go look at some color wheels maybe. All right, you move over. It does that every time. Every time I create another element and I drag it, it goes out. Maybe because it's out of the... shit. What is that doing? Oh, it's a border radius. It's because it's going... No, it's not because it's going out of here. I don't know why it's doing that. So green. And I don't have a color here. How can I add a color here? So this is going to be green. It's going to be a nice, vibrant green. Something around there. Okay. And then I said a teal, right? Okay, come on, get in there. Teal. Okay. Pick you up and move. Okay, give me a good aqua color. Something like that. Excuse me. Okay, that's teal. And we might even have variations for those, like if they're light or dark or whatever. But for now, we'll stick with these primary colors. Again, these aren't even, let's just go with primary. The colors aren't even for sure at all. So I'm going to change these around. Let's look for the gray. Okay, you moved outside too. It's frustrating. There's got to be a way to do this. Okay, so let's start with, we're going to start with black. We're going to, what should we even call it? I think there's gray dark. We're going to need white. This is gray light. How many gray scales do we need or want? just like gray 1, gray 2, gray 3, gray 4. Okay. And so the black isn't exactly black because we have this one. We have gray 1 over here. And this gray here should actually be, can I edit this one? That should be gray 4. Let's hang on a second here. And then stroke inside. Thanks. Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for the wonderful live stream. I enjoyed it and learned new things as well. What's that say? Now you need to go. Yeah, see you next time. Yeah, thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it. It's very nice meeting you and talking to you. And yeah, looking forward to seeing what you share with me. And yeah, we'll touch base again soon. And keep me posted on how things are going. Did you share anything with me? Did anything pop up? Like, is it going to just show up here on my homepage? Like, I would imagine something will show up saying, hey, someone shared something with you. So maybe it comes in the email. Anyways, I'll keep an eye out for it. So thanks again for joining. I really appreciate it. All right. So gray 1, gray 2, gray 2. What do we want here? Oh, I'm creating a variable. I don't want that. We want to add, this one's going to be called gray 2. And that's not what I wanted. So this is going to be gray 2. And the color, sample this, and then we're just going to go slightly lighter, less blue, just a little bit of blue in there. All right, that's good. So this box here, we'll fill it from the libraries. It's gray 2. Actually, let me go here. And we need to create one more. Gray number 3. Pick from here. Kind of want something kind of in the middle. All right. Maybe a little darker. Let's see how that looks. I think my monitor is calibrated, but gray 4 actually is looking a little off compared to the other ones. I think it just has a little more color. Let me look at gray 4 here. Might almost be missing one right in the middle. Lighten grade 3 up a little bit. There we go. All right, there's my grayscale there. So what do we have here? Here we have black. Gray 1. Gray 2. Gray 3. Gray 4. And then, no, that's just white. Okay, all these other purple, yellow, pink, and this gray, just delete those. You come up here with colors. This whole thing, oh, I'm missing something. This is the section heading for buttons. We need this for colors. Okay. So we have typography, buttons, colors, form elements. Okay. It's been 2.5 hours. I'm going to take a break because my back is killing me. I need to go do like 1 million pull-ups or something like that to counteract this. Maybe go for a walk or something like that and then get back at it later tonight. Okay. So yeah, so that's it. So yeah, we'll continue this tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for watching. And it's always great to have people at the chat. So again, thank you for joining. I really appreciate that. And yeah, we'll keep moving forward. We'll keep gaining new skills. We'll keep learning new things, and we'll keep building our businesses till we get to the point where we're making $1 million. And then life will be good. I mean, life is pretty good now, but it'll be even better because we'll be free, which is what counts, baby. All right, guys. Thank you for joining again, and we'll see you tomorrow.